I.S.U.P.K.
Listen, this cat said you're not going to be in prison if you didn't do nothing wrong. Anybody here ever heard of the Central Park 5? Put your hand up real quick. You understand? Any of y'all ever heard of George Steiny? Put your hand up real quick. George Steiny was the youngest person in American history to ever be put to death, you understand, by capital punishment. He was so young and so small, they stacked him on books so that this way they would be able to strap him to the electric chair. And he was innocent.
That's right.
You understand? I think he was 11 years old. Do you know how many times I have changed my life since I was 11? You understand? The American justice system has failed us. It doesn't turn around and protect us. How many black men were in jail for crimes they didn't commit?
That's right.
How many black, and listen, we shouldn't smoke nothing, but how many black and Hispanics are in jail for weed right now and they making it legal? So we're gonna sit around and talk about the American justice system? Man, later for that. The problem is, men like this hate black and Hispanics. Let me tell you something. We suffer from self-hate. You understand? Whereas when we feel as though it's damn near like this cat suffers from the Bill Cosby system. You understand? Syndrome. Where he's gonna feel as though he made it somewhere in America and this is such a great place, so let's look down on everybody else. You understand? It don't work like that. I got newsflash for you. We're more, now here it is good. You know the only people who say that? White people. I've never heard a black or Hispanic say, if you don't like this place, why would you leave? Let me tell you something. I'm native to America. You understand? My father's a Native American Indian. You understand? Why don't you leave with the white man who invaded this land? Why don't you do that? You understand? I'm in my land. I live here. What are you talking about? My land was taken from me. This place right here, and you see what's so sick? He doesn't even see the problem. The problem is, this is the land of my captivity. From sea to shining sea. This place was taken over by conquistadors. You understand? This place was taken over by the French, by the English, by the Dutch, by our oppressor, by the devil that the Bible speaks of. And you know what? This cat right here, he wants the cap for our oppressor. Because you know what it is? Here's the problem. You got black men who suffer from Stockholm Syndrome. You have Hispanic men who suffer from Stockholm Syndrome, where you become so in love with your oppressor who has destroyed us, lynched us, murdered us, put us in captivity, that all he has to do is give you a stimulus. And now you forget about the oppression. We start to forget about George Steiny, Sandra Bland, Eric Garner, who said, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. We start to forget about the Central Park 5. Let me tell you something. God got a memory passed a week ago. You understand? God just ain't get high, go to sleep, and say everything's okay now. God is going to charge America for the oppression of black and Hispanics. And that's why it's going to be the lake of fire. That's why Babylon is going to burn. You understand? Give me Revelations 18 and 4. Let me show you this inside the Bible. Let me tell you something. Everybody wants to talk about loving God. You better fear God. You understand? For the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. And I'm about to give you some wisdom out here today. I'm about to teach you something that you better bury deep inside yourself. If you're a black, Hispanic, or North American Indian. Read what you got.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
Now, why is it that we have to come out of her? Start at verse 2.
Verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen.
America is Babylon the Great. Ain't they say that? Make America great again. This is Babylon the Great. And it says Babylon is fallen. Why do you think all your jobs are outsourced? Why do you think when you go on America Online, or you go on anything, or you hear, hello, my name is Michael, how may I help you? Because they're over there in Sri Lanka, you understand, with a damn doctorate, answering your calls. Why? Because America is falling, man. That's why all these different American car companies gotta get bailed out. Ford Motors, factories are closing down because America is going down the drain. Read.
It's falling.
And that Indian's name ain't Mike. It's Haji picking up that phone. Read.
And it's become the habitation of devils.
Of what?
Of devils.
That's a devil right there. That is a deceiver. That's somebody who's in league with his oppressor. Why do you think Christ said, ye are of your father the devil? Because his spiritual father is the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. Read.
And the whole of every foul spirit.
And the whole of every foul spirit. Why do you think the gay pride parade turned into a week that turned into a month? All of the month of June, they celebrate blowing rod and eating box. You understand? Because this is the home of every foul spirit. America is a place that does not teach you to resist your lust. America is the place that teaches you to embrace it. Listen, is it legal, you understand, for you to commit murder? No. What's every rap song about? What's every video game about? What's every movie about? Murder. They feed you murder all day, then lock you up for it. Are drugs legal? You wouldn't know if you turned on the radio. You wouldn't know if you turned on the TV. Because they feed this to you and then they lock you up for it. The CIA brought the dope in. You understand? The FBI brings the dope in. Then they got the DEA to lock you up for it. So that they could fuel the prison system. So that this way, when you get locked up for a drug offense, in the middle of the night, you could come to Whole Foods and bake bread for 70 cents a day. That's slavery. Read.
And a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
You understand? That's a hateful bird right there. You understand? That's an angry, hateful bird right there who hates black and Hispanics. What y'all seeing on this corner right now is the only love for black and Hispanics, man. And listen, why can't we put ourselves first? Let me tell you something. Who goes down to Chinatown and then sees the Chinese writing on the walls? And sees that when you go in a Chinese restaurant, it's only 8. There's no Mexicans cooking in a Chinese restaurant. You understand? The only time they hire somebody from the neighborhood is when they first get off the boat because they don't speak English. Then as soon as they learn, you want number 4? Your ass is out the door. You understand? Because now they don't even got to learn the language. Oh, 10. They want 10. And then now you got your food. You understand? And here's what's even crazier. Why are the Chinese making fried food? Why are the Chinese making fried chicken? They doing it for us. They doing it for all of us. That's why you get your rice, your soda, your chicken, and then what? They make $11,000 a week, and what do they put back into Harlem? Not a damn thing. They take that money back to Chinatown. And then they send that money back to China. And they get rich and we get poor. And before you know it, it's Cohen's Optical.
Right.
It's CVS's pharmacy. Before you know it, it's Whole Foods. Before you know it, if I look in Harlem, listen, you got Martin Luther King going this way, Malcolm X going this way, and I can only count for one black-owned restaurant within this radius. Y'all don't see a problem with that? I thought this was where the Harlem Renaissance was. I thought this is where Madam C.J. Walker came out of. You understand? And you wonder why Lenox Lounge is Wells Fargo now. You understand? Read.
Verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
You understand? Fornication, her sinning against God. The destruction of our people. That we go and we sin against our God by loving these other nations first. But I brought up Chinatown for a reason. Do we turn around and say the Chinese are racist for Chinatown? No. We treat it like it's normal. You know that your own people are supposed to be with your own people. Do you know how many, listen, y'all ever see the amount of rats that's in New York? Do you know that there is a difference between an uptown and a downtown rat? Look this up. Type this into Google. There is a genetic and cultural difference between downtown rats and uptown rats, and they don't mix. Hear that good. I know it's crazy, right? Because it's like uptown is a whole different world from downtown. And even the rats are segregated. But we want to integrate. We want to join everybody else. When rats won't even hang out with each other, they have a hierarchy. Come on, man. Read.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich. Because let me tell you something. America owes China billions of dollars in T-bills. So you know what happens now? Now they turn around and bring the Chinese here and they say, listen, we have a group of people who don't support their own. If you open up a business in their neighborhood, you'll be rich. And they bring these Asians over here and set them up, and they carve out a piece of the American economy to pay back that debt. You understand? They turned around and everybody fought for civil rights. And we integrated. And then what happened to the black business? It shut down. And who'd they give all that minority money to for the startup businesses? The Arabs and the Chinese. And then you wonder why they own everything in Harlem. You wonder why they own everything in every ghetto, in every hood. Well, you think this was a mistake? This is by design. This is what they do. Read.
Through the abundance of her delicacies. Verse 4.
They waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. They live delicious and they sell us at the market. Read.
Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
My people, black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, we are God's chosen people.
That's right.
That's why we're better at everything than them. And listen, it's okay to be better than the white man. It's okay to be better than the Asian man. It's okay to be better than the East Indian man. It's okay to be better. You understand? That's why people get cut from their high school teams. Because somebody's better than somebody else. You understand? And it just so happens, our team, the people who's wearing our jersey, we're the elite in the earth. You don't believe me? Who makes better music than us? Huh? Who dresses better than us? Dances better than us? You understand? Plays football better than us? Fights better than us? Nobody. We made everything in the Western Hemisphere. You understand? We are the salt of the earth, but it lost its flavor. Why do we lose our flavor? You understand? Because there's two things that we're missing. You understand? Really three. First and first, mostly, our power. God. You understand? What did he give us? Two, he gave us a common identity. We are Israel, Yasha-Allah in the Hebrew, princes of the power, God's chosen people. And three, a moral code of conduct, our culture, how we're supposed to deal with each other as a nation. We are supposed to be dealing with each other as brothers. Our economy's supposed to be brotherhood. Why do you think we're giving food out today? We're supposed to take care of each other. Ain't that what the Jewish man does? Jewish man has our records, stole our identity. How does he got the Diamond District? Why does he have Hollywood? What's he doing in our homeland right now? He read this record, followed it loosely, bastardized it, and was able to take over the damn earth. How much greater would it be if we returned back to it? That's why they said, come out of her what?
My people.
Come out of her, my people. Listen, this is what you do. Leave Thanksgiving alone. Leave Christmas alone. You understand? Leave American holidays alone. Leave the American culture and way of life alone. Come out of her, my people. Stop trying to be a Democrat and a Republican. You understand? Two sides of the same coin, man. A double-headed snake attached to the same body that oppressed us. Later for that. Who's the Chinese senator that runs for office? Mayor? Comptroller? How did they overturn the verdict with a cop girlie when that Asian cop murdered him in the Queens Projects with no political power? How? They got unity. They know who's wearing the same jersey. They know who's on the same team. So we better come out of her, my people. Go ahead.
That ye be not partakers of her sins.
You be not partaker of her sins, because you know why? Plagues are coming to America.
I'm not letting nobody tell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it works, son.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, sold packs, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good wreck. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?